All right, man. Well, welcome to the show. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what people should know about you.
All right. Well, my name is Juan Rico, and I do photography and videography around here in Bakersfield. I'm from Arvin and lived in LA for a minute, so just kind of travel everywhere that I go now and do what I love to do.
You do a lot of like editing for videos and photography for a shop, right?
Mainly, what I do is I edit for a company. That's my regular job. My 9 to 5 is a editor, and then for my own stuff, my projects and product shoots, music videos, events.
So
Just
someone
do
doesn't just start doing all those things. Where did you kind of get your start when it came to? Did you start with video or did you start with photography first?
First thing I started off with was video. Back like in 8th grade. That's whenever I figured out that that's what I want to do. So I had a friend of mine who his older brother was in the video production class. He like needed some help filming something. So I jumped on the project like just to be like a little actor and stuff. So he was doing this like documentary about what he loved to do, and what he loved to do was soccer.
Mm-hmm.
So we like filmed a little match, me and him playing against each other, and I feel like I whooped him, and I look real good on video. So I was like, I want to do video. I want to be an actor. And after that, I went to high school and I joined the video production class. Figured out that there's a lot more to videos, and that's a lot, not just acting, but writing, directing people, producing, and all that stuff. I learned that like my freshman year, and I just took off from there. I fell in love with the other side of the camera. This year, I think I'm be hopefully taking up some few acting roles too. So
On Instagram, I saw that you guys were doing like a movie. You guys were doing like a fundraiser, and there's like a membership packages. How involved
yeah.
are you on that, or are you just supporting them?
Well, I'm supposed to be a little bit more involved, but I kind of just been doing my own projects lately. But yeah, so I'm one of the producers on that. So what I feel right now I'll be bringing to the table would be the equipment that I have and stuff, and then just reaching out to certain places. Like we just locked down a location at Dagny's, and the main producer is Caius, which is he goes by That Boy Kai on Instagram. And shout out to him. He's actually one of the most dedicated people that I know in regards to following his passion and his dreams. He does everything on his own. So I'm helping him out with whatever is necessary. There is a list of things that I have to do. I'm gonna do a producer video, so just explaining about what the film is gonna be about.
So in your beginnings, you said you got involved with it, and then you started doing it more in high school. So what was your experience after high school that you got involved in it? Because I know obviously you made it your career.
After high school, I went to college for it. I went to the Art Institute in Santa Monica.
Mm-hmm.
I studied filmmaking there, so I was out there for about 2 years. I just got my associates and kind of just ran with it because I was getting gigs already. The school was actually pretty good, like work studio stuff, like everything in regards to lights, cameras, like live events too. Everything I learned that at school, surrounded by all my colleagues that were like great people and are still great at what they do. So I appreciate that. I kept going, and everyone that I went to college with is still doing it. I'm kind of grateful for it. I'm very grateful for it because it brought me like all the experiences that I needed to succeed. I got jobs through gigs that started at the school. So major companies, not major companies, but pretty big companies would send their directors to go and do their work, and the directors would come to the students because the students had free studio access, free equipment, like top grade equipment.
Yeah.
So we got our way in the industry through what we had to offer, which was what the school gave us. They lent us its little studio spaces and gear and stuff. And yeah, I got to work with a bunch of dope people with that. Got to work on Doce Corazones because of it. So it's like a popular Mexican TV show.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, those are cool. Oh, so okay, so that's really pretty badass. So you get the hands-on experience.
Yeah.
Not just like the institutional information that they want you to have, like the fundamentals. You're actually hands-on experience. Did you guys get credits for it, or it was just part of like school credits?
No, well that I picked up. So that was just a gig I picked up through people that I knew, the people that were coming into the school, utilizing the students. I was on set one time for a music video. The people who were there were from like Telemundo. I believe Telemundo. I can't remember what exactly it was, but it was like a Mexican TV show. So the Doce Corazones gig, we were shooting a music video, and since it was like a Spanish, like basically production that was going on, the people that were shooting it didn't know Spanish, and I did. So I was listening to the gaffer, which is the person in charge of all the lighting, I was listening to him talk to his grip and to the director of photography. And as soon as he would finish, like they would finish conversating, they would turn around and try to tell us what to do. But I already told everybody. I was relaying the information. Like
Take a
they
lot of
noticed that.
initiative.
Yeah, they noticed that, and they're like, we want you on set. That's kind of how it went. And the person helped me out so much. His name is Luis Luna. So shout out to Luis Luna. That guy took me under his wing for a little while and took me to some major TV shows. Got me really, really connected, and yeah, tested me and stuff. Had me running wires and made fun of me. Said I should join the camera department because the grip department was lifting heavy stuff, rigging things, picking, like, putting lights up and all that stuff. So yeah, that's
So then you graduate, and then obviously you get into your field of work. But I've also seen you since I've met you, since I followed you as well. I always see that you're doing like people's personal shoots. You're doing like stuff with like music videos and movies, and so how does that work? Like, how did you meet these people, and what's some of the projects that you're working on?
I just meet people word of mouth. To be honest, there's nowadays there's more people reaching out to me on Instagram, but the solid people that I have, I met them walking around, going to events, and just networking. I like to talk to people. So, but right now I got 2 music videos that are on the way. 3 of them actually. Yeah, those people I met. One of the persons I met through Instagram, they just kind of reached out, and the other 2 just kind of running through the scene. Going to shows and yeah.
I'm sure your product speaks for itself, because even the times that I've met you, where you're just kind of going downtown using your camera, really just kind of freelancing the whole thing,
Mhm.
And then to see like some of the pictures that you put out, like you're not just like doing like presets and stuff. You're definitely modifying some of the lighting, and it looks really good. The ones that you did recently too for was it Cassidy or Cassie?
Yeah, Kathy.
Kathy.
Yeah, EIK. That's just like I was just shooting pictures behind the scenes. So she's got a video coming up. So Cassie, which is EIK, she's got a music video coming up, I think in the next couple of weeks. So be on the lookout for that. It was shot by Mike the filmmaker. And yeah, so that one, it was just behind the scenes stuff. Just had my camera out and started taking pictures. And
Oh,
that's what I love to do, man. Like I appreciate like everybody that allows me to just like kick it. I mean, because I just love to take pictures. I'm starting to get more into the photography thing. But in regards to like all the lighting and stuff, and I just got my own studio.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Where's it going to be located, or where's it at?
So I'm basically like sharing a space with one of my friends. He has a window tinting company called Eclipse Window Tinting out there on Stockdale and McDonald. And he closes up like at 4 p.m. And then around 6 or something like that, I'll come in and I'll set up my little studio. Right now it's portable, which means I can technically take this stuff anywhere, but that's what I wanted to do.
It's going to be your default place.
Yeah, that's going to be my default place here in Bakersfield. And, I'm going to do this test run here and see how it goes. And then I'll see if I can expand. That's my main goal, because you don't want to just be stuck in one spot. So if I can build like, if I can just spread it out and if I have the blueprint to do it, then I might as well do it.
That's badass.
Things are going to turn up right there. My first week, man, I already had like 3 or 4 shoots. Because this is one thing that everybody should know, is anything that can happen will happen on set. So whatever it is that if you think something might go wrong, it's gonna go wrong. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm always prepared. Like, and one of the big things is just like keep your cool. Because yeah, I'll show up and I forgot my memory card, and I'm like, damn, what am I gonna do now, right?
Oh man.
So then I'll figure it out. You gotta figure it out on the spot. So maybe a battery or maybe a light or something. Or like the other day, I had my first ever like headshots for these real estate agents, and I pulled up and I started setting everything up, and I was missing some little safety pins that were for like some little clips, some little nuts that would go onto the stand.
Mhm.
So you won't know. So it's just a little bit of a safety thing. Not a big issue, but it's a safety thing. And I got scared. I was like, damn, like where are these things? I knew I was gonna lose them because they're so small. So I kind of freaked out a little bit. But I was like, you know what? This is exactly what happens. You know what I mean? This means that it's a real deal. It's the real deal whenever shit starts to go wrong. So now it's up to us to just fucking keep it cool and figure it out. So I kind of just like made sure it was put up as safe as possible, and I still got it done. Yeah, they didn't know. I kind of talked to them a little bit about it just to kind of let them know that I knew what I was doing and stuff. I thought that was pretty funny. And then the other time I left my what did I leave? Just missing products or whatever it is, but you gotta adapt. You gotta adapt. Right now I'm getting creative with everything, so it's fun.
What type of do you have a preference of what software you use?
I've been using Adobe since forever, so I'd say Adobe. Adobe would probably be what I use in regards to photo editing, video editing, yeah, AI work. Nowadays you got a lot of AI work that we can do, so I use the Adobe Firefly. So, what'd you think about that last first Friday, man?
Uh, which one?
We went to that little
Oh
poetry
yeah,
gig.
I really liked it. I took some pretty good pictures. I think my biggest holdback right now is that I don't know how to edit videos or how to edit pictures.
Mhm.
And so usually what I'll do is I'll go into like Lightroom and then I'll use some of the presets and see if there's a preset that I like.
Yeah,
But as far as like with the individual features, I haven't like really learned how to do them yet. And I've watched videos, but it seems like it's still too advanced for me to understand exactly why I'm doing. Like I understand what they did and what it did,
uh-huh.
but I don't understand like why they're doing what they're doing. Because I really sometimes when I take the picture, I take the picture and it's like that's how I kind of was like, oh, this is a good picture to take, and so I took it and to like start chopping it and to start taking out things. Like
Yeah,
I get it. So, people say like, oh, like this fire hydrant's distracting because of the color, so they'll change the color of the fire hydrant or they'll delete the fire hydrant. And for me, it's just like I don't think I'm there where I want like that type of perfection, like this artificial perfection. Like I really want to capture like shit for what it is.
yeah,
And if it's corny, it's corny. But I prefer just to like take the picture and then if it was too dark in there, somehow find something that works with that lighting that I had. Cause really that's what I'm finding, that it's not really about it's the frame for sure. There's the depth for sure, but this other part of like capturing the lighting on the subject is like what I'm really like starting to understand now. Like before, it was kind of just get it within the frame and then try to use like the 1/3 rule or try to like center it. Um, those were like the basic things that I was doing, and then like showing depth, right? So like I was taking a picture of someone playing pool, um, not necessarily trying to just take a picture of them with the whole table and their body, but rather like even if it's just the tip of the finger on the stick that they're like focusing on, like taking a picture of that because like the lighting that's coming off of the on top of the billiard is like creating some type of shadow with the finger, that the finger like you can really tell like I'm not looking at just a finger, I'm looking at a shadow on a
yeah.
finger.
It's like some weird geometry going on there and stuff
Yeah, yeah, you can
with the
just kind of
shadows and
it's just yeah, the shadows are very like expressive on like the craters of the skin or the way that they're holding the stick. I still struggle with like just taking the picture. Like I sometimes just I'm like focusing and I'm like, oh, that looks cool, and then boom, they move, and I'm like, damn,
oh
I
yeah,
didn't know what to
yeah,
do to capture that lighting, and so like I was like I was relying on like the autofocus, I was relying on uh its own aperture and the shutter speed. Like I don't I'm not fast enough for that stuff yet. So
yeah,
really for those things, I use a lot of like the automatic stuff, and I just try to keep the frame and then try to capture the lighting as fast as I can. And the rest of it, I just kind of gamble with the auto focus and the auto white balance and the shutter speed, all that stuff, all the auto part. And then if I'm somewhere that's stationary, then that's when I like go, oh well, let me take the picture with the automatic, and then that's like my that's like my base. And so from there, like, do I want it darker? Do I want it lighter? Is there any depth that I could take a picture? Like, so then I started doing those.
dude. I don't know, man. I feel like I just recently got into photography. So, like I said, I went to school for video production. So photography wasn't like on my list of things to do. But since I had a camera and people wanted a photographer, they saw me with the camera recording and they're like, pose for a picture, right? And I'm like, oh shit. They're like, oh, you're a photographer? I'm like, I guess so, I can do that too. So that's kind of how it all started. Like in regards to photos and stuff. But I'm right there with you, man. I'm learning to love this whole entire thing. Like just learning more about photography, learning about like different lighting situations that you can put your subjects in, figuring out where to put them. Like, you don't want to put them in the shadow whenever the background's all overexposed. If it's a sunny day, you probably don't want to put them in the shadow unless you want to overexpose the background. So certain things like that I'm learning. And then now that I got my studio, I really want to just create sets. You know what I mean? Like organize it to like fit a vibe, like have people bring in their props and just get more into studio photography. And I definitely feel like not only the camera, but the people that you surround yourself with help you more than anything. Because a lot of my friends are the ones that motivate me to get better pictures and make me want to be a better photographer because I know what I can do. And they believe in me sometimes more than I do myself. They're like, dude, like I want to do this image. I know you can do it. And I'm just like, you know what? I can't do it. It might take a couple times to do it, but I know exactly what it takes to get that image. Like we need this lens, we need this lighting situation, we need fucking this and that. And it's just a matter of getting it done. And sometimes, well, like the last couple years, I didn't even have a license, so I couldn't even get to places. And I felt like that kind of stopped me from like manifesting fully my full vision,
Yeah.
I had my license for a month. I already got a bunch of shit done. I told people like once I get my license, I'm gonna be knocking on your door to let's go out and do this shit. Cause a lot of people pitch me their ideas and then, whatever happens, they just don't show up. I'm like, okay, well now I'm showing up. Now I got my studio. So like they're gonna show up to my studio and we're gonna do this. Or if not, I'm just gonna create something by myself. But the point is to create. And every day I come out with that intention to make something new, create a new image, create a new video, a new reel. And I got the studio, so there's no excuses. Like right now I'm still focusing on other people technically, but pretty soon I'm gonna be doing my own like projects as well. So things that I've written, small little skits that I come up with, because I have a lot. I have a lot that I haven't like necessarily put out there. And I feel like that's the best thing as an artist, to just put your own work out there. It's cool to work with people, but whenever you put your work out there, they feel it. You know what I mean? Like it's something different. And people feel it. They know where it's coming from.
Do you have a preference for like cameras? Like, is there like a dream camera? Is there like equipment that you prefer? What's been your experience with like the different brands and the availability that's out there for photographers?
Well, like I mentioned, photography wasn't necessarily my first my first thing that I got into. So I'd say like my dream camera would be like a Sony for sure. I know like a
For video,
Sony or
then
no for photos.
for photos, then
Yeah, Sony R like an R A7R4 and up maybe. I don't know what's out now. The 5 is out. Those things are
so
crazy
many,
though,
bro,
man.
so many.
The thing about Sony is that you can technically shoot in the pitch dark. So going back to what you said, you got to learn your tools. I feel like I just need a Sony, man. And if I get a Sony, then I have a T7i. I have a Canon T7i.
Mm-hmm.
That camera came out probably like 2014, maybe.
I
And
mean, you're killing it with it.
it's a
So
yeah,
definitely the talent's there. It's not the new functions and stuff. It's definitely like
yeah,
your talent and understanding of like your camera and what you're doing. Because there's some pretty badass pictures I've seen.
yeah.
Really good pictures.
And I have a bigger vision for it. So I'm just like I need a better camera. But these cameras cost like 2,500 plus. And for the people that are saying you don't need thousands of dollars to start your stuff, you need a couple $1,000 to get your shit going.
Yeah,
All these people that are influencers saying you don't need all this stuff, they have it.
They got all
have
that
it all.
stuff.
They have it all. They have it all. And then I don't know. It's just I think that's one of the biggest fucking lies that people tell at the moment. Like you don't need $1,000. Oh yeah, well how much your iPhone cost you?
So I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, you don't. Well, the part I will add is like you don't need it to get started, but you do need a higher quality if you're gonna go down that route of like good quality stuff, and it's gonna take a much better camera. You
Yeah.
might be able to pull it off, but that's gonna take some pretty crazy talent and a lot of sweat and tears to deal with a lot of bullshit. Whereas if you do have a good quality stuff, you're just not gonna overheat. You're not gonna have data loss. You're not gonna have certain things that are guaranteed when you paid for it.
Yeah, exactly. And then another thing is like because of social media and stuff, there is this whole thing of where we want to repeat what we just saw, you know, we want to just kind of imitate it. So you see this dope podcast and you think, oh, this guy did it fairly quickly. He's a normal person. I can probably do the same thing. And when you start to set it up, you realize there's a lot more to it than just like putting a camera up and getting a microphone. Nowadays, phones are super efficient. Like recording with your phone, it captures good audio. I remember back in the days not having a good audio cut for my one of my short films, and I went to go do some ADR with an iPhone in my van. So the iPhones have always recorded great audio, so you can get away with that. Get away with good video with just get a couple iPhones refurbished and stuff, and get some stuff out the way. But even at that, iPhones are $1,000 now.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, so it's like they'll tell you just start off with your phone. But I mean, you're not gonna start off with like a Metro PCS phone. You know, you're gonna have to get $1,000 phone and then match the quality. So what people want to do is match the quality that they see on Instagram or on whatever videos that they watch. And me as a professional, I'll get clients that come up to me and they want me as well to match the quality that they're seeing. So there's no other option but to step it up, you know. And coming from my background where, you know, I have to just work every day to get everything that I need, like in regards to my equipment, I bought all my equipment, you know. um I didn't have like the super dope job to be able to like afford
Yeah.
a cool camera. But then there's like some people that
I feel
think
like
it
you
lucky,
threw a
you
rock at
know.
me like,
Oh yeah, let me throw a real one at you. Hey, no, but that's all good. I did it to myself, you know. Like I lost my license. That was my fault. So I probably could have had a dope career right now if I kept my license. And one of those things, you know, just bring awareness to alcohol and being able to handle your alcohol and don't abuse it, especially don't drink and drive. You know, this month I have a year free of not drinking alcohol. So
that's good.
yeah, so I'm rolling with that. But yeah, so yeah, don't drink alcohol. Public service announcement.
You know, one thing I'll say for my age, I'm not sure how old you are, but I'm about to be 40, and you know, sometimes we feel that we have bad luck or we do a lot on mistakes, but somehow, some way, those mistakes are beneficial when you're a productive person. So, like, let's say, yeah, it hindered you not having a license, but it might have slowed you down to where you appreciated what you have. And as you're now making this progress that you have your license and you're able to drive and you're getting all these gigs, you see it from a more positive thing that I'd hate to lose that now. So you know what? Yeah, definitely not drinking and driving. Definitely thinking that I'm not gonna build a career just to lose it because I hit a pedestrian, you know, made a fool of myself. You know, you definitely taking care of yourself. And had you not had those warnings in life, had you had not this situation where you had to appreciate those things,
Yeah.
you might have, not that it was gonna happen, but you might have not, you might have missed some subtle things that you're not, wasn't going to get you ahead.
Yeah. No.
And now you appreciate it. You're moving forward. You're motivated. You're not just going in with a credits, but you're going in with so much experience because you had to sit down and work, and you weren't like in a, you probably didn't have excuses to miss work. You like definitely went to work, learned about the editing, the different skills, the demand that people have. You gained so much that I wouldn't dwell on it too much because, like I said, at my age, who's to say what's good or bad? You know, I mean, there's definitely bad stuff out there, but when
Yeah.
it comes to like life lessons and mistakes, one doesn't really know. It's really how you react to it that establishes whether it was good or bad.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. And that's all about, like you said, growing up and maturing and getting those experiences, because a lot of those experiences were necessary. Although we think, like you said, what why me or whatever. Like at the end of the day, it's like, what did it teach us? If you decided to not learn your lesson and just keep going with it, then you're just gonna remain hindered for as long as you allow it to, you know. And I kind of had that realization just last weekend. I was out there in LA.
Mm-hmm.
So what did we go out there? We want to go shoot the music video. So we were out there, and I was kind of going down memory lane because I used to live out there for like 7 years. And I went to the restaurant that I used to work at, and I just thought to myself, like, man, like I was really going through it. Like whenever I was out here, I was not in the proper headspace. I was just scraping by life, just letting the fucking universe, letting Jesus take the wheel. You know what I mean? Just living. And I was drinking a lot, and I was smoking a lot. I was just able to get by with the money that I made to pay rent. I was always getting gigs, but the gigs were never enough either. And I thought to myself, man, like if I were to go back in time, like if I were to like be time traveling right now and I saw myself on the other side, I don't think the version of me would have even recognized who I am now. And apart from them not recognizing me, they wouldn't even have took the time to look up and realize that there's someone of importance or some kind of message or something to learn. You know, that I was really just tunnel vision, focused on the dreads of life. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is type of thing. Instead of seeing that there's more optimism in the future and there's actually a lot that we could be doing, you know? But yeah, I thought it was a cool realization to just go back and realize how far I've come and mentally as well. Because man, like I said, I wouldn't even have noticed myself. You know, was really ungrateful per se. I was always grateful about life, but didn't really have no direction on the future. I feel like when I stopped drinking alcohol, things kind of just opened up to me because I was forced to do other things, forced to actually be myself. You know, like I couldn't hide from whatever it is that I wanted to do or from my career choice. Because there was times where I would like go shoot a video and I would go out and drink after the video, so I'd be hungover and I wouldn't get the video done till like 2 3 days. And
Yeah.
then now I'm just like I shoot the video, I come back, I can edit it that night, and things just kind of just went further, like propelled further. But man, well, I'm gonna have to get a behind the scenes rundown of this stuff as well, man, because you got a pretty cool setup and it's pretty dope, man. You got a good thing going on here.
Yeah, I wish I had a spot where I can just where I just had like a living room and I could just do more like guests, do like more bigger
Yeah.
stuff and put
Well,
more art. Put
talking
more
about
things.
like living rooms, I just went with my friend Cassie yesterday to the Bug podcast. You know, they do it right there
Yeah.
in the living room. Are you cool with them? I feel like I've seen you on their
Yeah, I've
podcast
done their
before, right?
podcast a couple times. I was like
Yeah, yeah.
a recurring guest. But
Okay.
then I got busy because they're like way downtown. When I
Yeah.
was doing the podcast, they were doing it down here on Chester and 17th at the Haberfield.
Ah, I
They were
see.
doing the podcast there where I was working, so it was like convenient for me to do it.
Uh-huh.
But then now they're over on White Lane and like Stein, the
Yeah, that's
Stockdale
kind of
area.
where I literally they're like probably like 3 minutes away from where I have my studio at.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
And so I just can't get out there. And then
true.
they were recording on Tuesdays, and then on Tuesdays I go to church. So like
Oh, damn.
I haven't gone for that reason. But I think they started recording on Wednesdays every once in a while. But
Uh-huh.
I just been busy, and then I think that's another thing too. Like I was doing my own podcast the first season, and then when I was getting ready to do the second season, I met them, and so I just started working with them. But then I just became like a guest, and I wasn't really like doing something for myself.
Yeah,
And
I
so I was
feel
like,
you.
you know what? Like instead of dedicating all this time and then maybe I get airtime, maybe if I show up, maybe like they don't have a seat for me and so it's not really no point. Or if
Yeah.
the skit that they were gonna do, they end up not doing it, then I lost my time. So I was
Ah,
like,
I
you know
feel you.
what? Fuck
Yeah.
it. Like I'm just gonna do my own thing. So I started doing my own podcast
Yeah, well, it's good, man. I
again.
feel like like I said, I feel like every artist has to do their own thing. Like we're literally creating reality, and yeah, we're co-created with our artist friends. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like we do have to create our own stuff, and that's what makes us artists. You know?
Yeah, take what you can, which is
Yeah.
the experience.
Hmm.
But you have to eventually, if you're gonna be not uh on the side and you want to be the main person to put out content, make your own revenue and
Yeah.
grow, you got to start doing your own thing. You can't
Yep.
depend on someone else because that person probably doesn't have the same incentive to do that, right? Because if you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh man, I want to get up to being like Jake Paul," but
Uh-huh.
you're relying on a team and then those team members are like, "Oh, I just want to do this as a hobby after work," then
Yeah, I
that don't
feel you.
work. You got to find some other way to do it. And
Yeah.
for me, I was kind of like the comedic relief, but like they're so busy with like the program that they have that really they can't really get off script. And
Yeah.
so sometimes like where I was like wanting to make a joke, like that person was trying to get the interview done and I'm making jokes, so I'm making it longer. Or um I'm
I feel you.
or I'm like I'm making fun of the situation and then they're having to cut out because like they're trying to take it serious. You
Yeah.
know, like they had one time when I was there and I wanted to make jokes, but the person was talking about their child who died from like overdosing.
Oh
But
damn.
I could think of jokes as I was
Come
listening.
on, man.
But then I was like, man, if I said it on my own time, that'd be cool. But if I say it on the podcast, then like I'm just gonna look like a dick. So I was like, oh man. So
Nah, I
things like
feel
that
you.
started happening. So I decided I was gonna start doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And so lately I just been recording. I went on the Bakersfield Music Awards and I just
Okay.
I went through like the people that they follow and I just clicked on all the artists and I went on Chat GPT. I made like this like letter that I wanted to write everybody. And then I just kind of like, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. This is what the podcast is about. And I want to be like quick, to the point, sound professional, all that stuff, right? So then I just sent to everybody the same message. Hey man, I got a second season coming out. I'd like you to be on it. What do you think?
Dope, dope.
And then
So,
I
so
just sent
you're
it to all the artists and like
yeah,
I think I have like 20 episodes lined up for from here to like next Sunday.
that's awesome, man. And your goal is to like direct the podcast towards Bakersfield artists or
Right now, Bakersfield artists, because that's like the easiest thing. People who are in town, they're not gonna have to
yeah.
travel. I've only had one person like there. I asked them if they were interested in they do like music, digital music or something. And I asked if they were interested in being in the podcast, and they shot me like their price, like it's gonna be 250
Oh,
bucks.
what the hell?
And I was all like,
I was gonna just tell you my price afterwards.
eh.
Nah, be like, oh, by the way, it's $300.
And then
You went over a minute. Nah,
it's 5,000 now.
5,000, huh?
But for the most part, people just want to get on podcasts, and hopefully they have the same mentality I have, where it's like, don't hold out to the point where now you got that big break to be on the TV and you got to get it and be on the news, but you don't know how to talk into a mic, you don't know how to adjust things, you don't know
Yeah,
how to how everything works, how the magic works, and so
yeah,
now you're caught up in that situation where you're like nervous. Whereas like, hey, you've been on a couple podcasts, you kind of get the idea. They're gonna ask you questions. This is my story of those answers, and it's like interviews. The more interviews you do, the better you get at them.
yeah. I feel it, man. And I mean, this is technically my second podcast ever.
What was the first one you did?
Unmasked with the homie
Oh,
Bernardo.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you did. I thought you were telling him that you needed to be on this podcast.
No, I told him I want to get on it again.
Oh,
But
again.
that's because
What episode were you on? I don't think I saw you.
probably
On
one of the earlier ones for sure.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
I have to go back.
Because I
didn't
grew
go
up,
that
like I
far
said,
back.
I grew up with him and his brother as well. Me and his brother are super close. And Bernie, I don't really talk to him too much, but we grew up together. Like we have a cool little bond and stuff. So, and I've been trying to get on his podcast, but I think he's holding off on it right now. I don't think he's shooting anything. Where he told me he needed to get some things together. So
Yeah, I invited him
I'm
to
just
be on the
waiting on that.
podcast, and then he said that nights were better for him. So
Uh-huh.
I'm waiting for a response of like what night is better.
Yeah,
for
that
him.
was cool as hell, man. It'll be dope, and it's good that you're expanding to like other podcasters as well because I feel like we shouldn't be gatekeeping. You know what I mean? Everyone should be collaborating rather than just hating on people. So that's one of my biggest things in regards to my art. I like to collaborate with people, and I feel like I've gotten a pretty good response from like the local photographers and videographers. Like just the other day, someone kicked me a gig. Just yesterday, someone kicked me a gig. I've kicked them some gigs too, and I feel that's the best thing you can do. You know what I mean? Like when I first started, there was a bit of a like, you're not this person. Like, why would I shoot a music video with you? Like,
Yeah,
who do you think you are? Type of stuff. I'm just like, I've had artists that are like, oh, you only got a couple hundred followers. Like, like you get your work up. I'm just like, what the hell?
yeah,
But like it comes full circle. It always comes full circle. And I even told myself too, like, man, this guy's putting me down, but he's gonna come back. He's gonna pay me for my work, and just what it is. But in regards to like the community, I feel like it's getting way, way better, and I'm getting more involved in it too. We have this thing called the Bako Project. I don't know if you heard about that one. I think I've sent you. I've invited you out to it for sure.
oh for sure, probably.
Yeah, it's like basically a photo walk that we do.
Mhm.
So just a few of us homies just started a photo walking group, and it's expanded within the last couple of months. And
Yeah, I think I wanted to go out to it, but the date I think it falls on when I go
it
to
was on a
church.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on a Saturday. We mainly do them Saturdays and stuff. So that's that. But my main message is going to be resilient in your art, because there's always going to be something in the way, whether it's a creative block or just physical blocks. Stay resilient in your art, create, keep being yourself. I think we all have something beautiful inside of us, and just be on the lookout for my projects. I do got some music videos on the way. You can find me on my Instagram at Conjurai, as well as _94 stills. And yeah, I think that's what I got right now. Follow me on Facebook as well. My name is Juan Rico. It'll help me out because I'm trying to get monetized on there. I am monetized on Facebook, so every like and interaction gives me 1 penny. So you want to sponsor me, sponsor a hungry kid from Marvin. But yeah, look out for my music videos coming out. Come to my studio, DM me, and look out for some galleries. We're getting in some galleries this year.